Today's going to be a fun day. We've got bets in soccer, football, and basketball to win. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason Mattis here with Winning Bets, giving you guys the Thursday edition here. We're giving you guys free sports picks every single day. And we're having a good week, even though we lost a little bit of money yesterday. We lost money in soccer, but we won money in basketball. Today's the day we're going to have us a monster day. I'm loving these bets. Can't wait to give them to you. First, let's go ahead and recap yesterday, talk about that action, and then we'll get on into those bets. How did soccer go for us? What about Holland getting 2+ goals? Got the first goal, got the second goal. My man did a fantastic job. Just what that guy does. He bags goals all the time. And I watched that entire game because I actually had a fair amount of money on this game, just like everybody else. And he only had like a couple touches on the entire ball. And yet his couple touches resulted in 2 goals. That dude is just absolutely fantastic. He was able to score from the spot and get a nice header on a free kick. We did not get that Dortmund over 3.5 team total, though. One of the goals got called back due to offsides, which was the right call, but that would have been our 4th goal. So a little bit of unlucky right there. Right call, but still unlucky. It was just offsides by his shoulder, just in front of the defender. That happens, though, and dropped an L because of that, unfortunately. Then also, once lineups were out, I took a stab on 3 other players that have an anytime goal. I just thought there were going to be lots of goals in this game, and actually give Firth credit. Boy, did they look actually good. They were just giving Dortmund all kinds of problems. They couldn't quite connect their passes, and they weren't just playing their free-flowing kind of football that Dortmund was able to do. So yeah, give Firth credit, and because of that, we didn't run up the goal tally like I thought. Royce didn't find the back of the net. Bellingham didn't find the back of the net, and Brandt also did not find the back of the net. So we lost a little bit of money in soccer, although if you only played the 2 bets I gave you on YouTube, then you won a little money. But regardless, we all made money there in basketball. We dropped our 2 against the spreads. Kings, unfortunately, were unable to, what was it, the Wizards? Yeah, the Wizards. The Wizards beat them by a couple. That was unfortunate right there. The Spurs got blown out of the gym. I mean, the Hornets absolutely kicked their ass up and down the court. There was no way the Spurs were anywhere close of going ahead and covering that. We did get 4 wins, though, in basketball. We got that under 55.5 points in Rockets versus Cavs. Got that one relatively easy. I think that one finished with 51 points. We also got Cavs Jazz money line parlay. That was a good one right there at plus money. And then we hit 2 of our player props. We went 2-0 in our player props. We continue to fade Darius Bazley. We're now 6-2 fading him. That was a no sweat. He ended the game with 2 points and got his 2 points very, very late in the game. So an easy winner right there. And then Okeke up under 9.5 points. Got a nice bounce back win with him as he got 8 points and stayed up under 9.5. So overall, down a little bit on the day, down 0.85 units, but still sitting very, very much pretty on the week at plus 5.24 units up on the week. And like I said, we got a lot of good action today. We've got soccer, we've got football, and also we've got basketball action to get on into today. Before we get into those bets, let's go ahead and give away some money. You guys remember, every single day I'm giving 2 people $25. My way of saying thanks for being part of the show and hanging out with me every day. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. We got the random number generator. Let's get 2 names out. Let's see who we got. We got 32 and 20. 32 and 20. Who's that? Who's 32? We've got JR. JR right there, JR, and 20 is Ashley, which we all know is actually Brian. You see Ashley down in the comments. It's actually from Brian. Him and his girlfriend share an account. So Brian, nice win right there, and JR also a nice win. So most of you guys hit me up on Twitter, drop me your PayPal information, and I'll send each of you $25, and congratulations to you. And I appreciate the support. And for everybody else, we're still doing this. We've got 2 more to go away and give away tomorrow, and then each and every single day next week, we'll continue doing 2 more as we get closer to the holidays. Again, everybody, I appreciate the support, whether you win or don't win. I appreciate the support. It's been a lot of fun just talking sports with you guys and putting coin up in your pocket. Let's give away a little bit more money here. Let's do our NFL Pigskin Pick'em contest, where I forgot to go ahead and do the results on Wednesday's show like I like to do, or I intend to do. Let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead and start with that straight contest where Thad comes in first place with 140 points, a nice 20-point lead. That is tied for our biggest lead that we've ever had in this competition, which is impressive. There's a slew of entries in this, so to have a nice 20-point lead, that's a great work there by Thad. So good job by him getting 140 points. If we look at that spread contest, we got a winner there by Hill, 1989 Virginia. That is also Brian. So Brian picks up $25 in our little holiday giveaway we're doing. He picks up another $20 in his NFL spread contest. He comes in with 120 points. So big day by Brian, winning $45 overall right there. So Thad and Brian, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, and I'll drop each of you $20, and congratulations to them. Everybody else, it's a new week. Everybody starts with 0 points, so this could be your week. And Thad and Brian are regulars in the comment section. Congratulate them, tell them good job, and tell them don't put in any entries this week. Say, hey man, I want to win this week. Just don't do an entry this week. Let me get some of that holiday money that my man Jason's doling out right there. So, good work, Thad. Good work, Brian. And for everybody else, good luck this week. All right, everybody else around here wants to make some money. We're going to make money through winning bets, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got some soccer games going on earlier on this afternoon there in the Premier League. I do like some action in this game. It's unfortunate because I was going to give you guys 2 bets. I had a bet in that Leicester versus Tottenham game, but that one's been called off due to COVID, so obviously not going to go ahead and give you that bet. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a bet in that Chelsea versus Everton game. I like Chelsea to score in both halves at -105 up over at DraftKings. We've talked about Chelsea lately, about how they struggle from a midfield perspective. I don't think you can back them on like a double chance or a win. They will probably win. They'll probably at least tie. But I just don't feel comfortable doing that with their current midfield issues. But we are seeing with this Chelsea team is they're still bagging goals. They still have a lot of offensive quality. I think they'll find the back of the net in both halves. And this game's at Stamford Bridge, so I love this bet because it's at Stamford Bridge. Again, I love Chelsea's offensive firepower. Think they'll do a goal at least in both halves, and at -105, love that right there up over DraftKings. So that's what we'll do with that game. The other Premier League game today is Liverpool versus Newcastle. I couldn't find a bet with good odds. I mean, unless you're willing to predict a really high team total for Liverpool, or unless you really predict them to win by a huge margin, that's about all you can do because scoring both halves doesn't work. Win to nil doesn't work. Everything is way too juicy. The bookmakers have it priced that Liverpool's going to really smash and destroy Newcastle. That's how I think most people think it's going to go. But everything's just so juicy. Couldn't get a bet in on that game. Maybe we can do some anytime goal scorer parlays. Maybe we'll do like a 2-legged same game parlay of like a Salah and a Jota or a Salah and a Mane once lineups come out. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Maybe we will get in a anytime goal scorer parlay because Liverpool should certainly put 3-4 goals, I think, past Newcastle. They should win that game 3-0, 4-0 if I had to take a guess right there. But yeah, in terms of a bet here on the show, in terms of doing the research last night, just couldn't find anything that works with us there on odds. So we'll just roll with Chelsea to score in both halves at -105 for today's soccer action. All right, let's go ahead and now move it to Thursday night football. Should be a good game tonight. Chiefs Broncos. I know we got Ricky here, supporter here of the show. He's a big time Chiefs fans. I don't know if we have any other Chiefs fans or any Chargers fans out there that watch this show. But this is a massive game for the AFC West Division. This is also a big game for the wild card spot. So look forward to sitting back and watching this game on Thursday night football. We've got 2 bets in this game. One of these bets I already gave out on Twitter on Tuesday, so we'll go ahead and do that one first. I gave out CHE, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, to have over 50.5 rushing yards at +108 up over at BetRivers. The Chargers allow the second most rushing yards per game at 120 yards, and he's cashed this in 4 of his 8 games. And earlier on this season, he rushed for 100 yards against the Chargers, but had a very impressive 5.9 yards per carry. Think this guy can get it done. Look, 50.5 is very, very doable. He's going to do this. He's going to do this, folks. This is going to be a good game. It's going to be a good, close game. Of course, the Chiefs will be throwing it a lot, but they've also been leaning on that run game. And CHE is back. He's healthy from that injury, coming back from the knee injury. Yeah, CHE over 50.5 yards at +108 up over at BetRivers. The other bet I want to do for Thursday Night Football is I'm going to do Travis Kelce anytime touchdown at +110 up over at DraftKings. Look, the Chargers allow the most touchdowns per game to the tight end position at 0.08. So almost 1 touchdown per game they're allowing to that tight end position. That is absolutely staggering right there. You add that with the fact that we know Travis Kelce, just like Tyreek Hill, is absolutely, the target machine in that offense. And Travis Kelce is a red zone threat, not also in the passing game, but also in basically the run game with those kind of shovel passes right there in the red zone and close to the goal-to-goal situation. So yeah, I like Travis Kelce to go ahead and find the end zone in this game, and at +110 over at DraftKings, that's what we'll do rolling. So we'll roll with those 2 bets there in Thursday Night Football between Chiefs and Chargers. All right, let's go ahead now and flip the discussion now to basketball. Let's start with our player props first. We're going right back to Saddiq Bey under 13.5 points at -110 up over at DraftKings. We're 3-0 fading this guy, so that's really all you need to know, and I don't really care that Jerami Grant is going to be out for 6 weeks with that injury, because we faded Saddiq Bey on the last game when Grant was out with an injury and did nothing but get us a cash. So don't really worry that Grant's out. Like I said, got a cash, 3-0 with this guy. Let's see if we can get the 4-0 fade him. The other one I want to give you guys a little bit later on Twitter, because the line's not out now, is Landry Shamet, their player there for the Suns. You guys remember on last Friday's episode, we faded him because he had a tough matchup. We got a cash, obviously, on that Friday night, and then he went cash in his next 2 games, but I didn't go ahead and fade him because he didn't have a tough matchup. This guy, and looking at his game log, I think he could be another Bay where you get a number in the low teens, because I think we got his number on Friday night at 11.5, if I recall correctly. I think that's generally what you're going to see. So look for me on Twitter, Landry Shamet, there of the Suns. We're going to look to go ahead and fade him whenever his number comes out. As for NBA first quarter spreads and totals, let me go ahead and take a pause, check those books, see if we got any numbers, and I'll come back with you here if we have any bets, or we have to wait for Twitter a little bit later on to give you guys those. All right, good stuff. We got some numbers there already on FanDuel and DraftKings, so I can go ahead and give you those first quarter bets right here on today's show. Very small slate in the NBA, but there are some betting opportunities I think we can take advantage of. Went ahead and just made 3 bets. Let's go ahead and run through them. You got the Knicks going up against the Rockets. I like the Rockets plus 1.5 points at minus 110 up over at DraftKings. Look, the Rockets are 8-4-1 with a plus 2.08 point differential. Going up at the Knicks, who are in the first quarter 6-7 with a minus 1.15 point differential. So gladly go ahead and take the Rockets in that 1.5 points. Also in that same game, I like under 55.5 points at minus 120. These teams are cashing the under 14-10-1. They're averaging 55 points. So I'll go ahead and take under 55.5 points at minus 120. And then the third and last one is I want to go ahead and do a two-way money line parlay. Of course, if there's a tie, we'll go ahead and get our wager back since it's a two-way line. I'm going to parlay the Suns and Pacers together on that two-way money line at plus 117. The Suns up against the spread. Going here against the Wizards, the Suns are 6-7-1 with a plus 0.93 point differential, and the Wizards are 6-9-1 with a minus 2.31 point differential. Parlaying them with the Pacers going up against the Pistons. The Pacers are 11-5 at home with a plus 3.06 point differential. Meanwhile, the Pistons are 5-7-1 with the minus 4.08 point differential. Huge gap. That number came in alone with the Pacers at minus 3.5. I was hoping it was minus 2.5. 4 points is a lot in basketball. Unfortunately, couldn't get at them straight up alone against the spread, but don't mind jumping them in a parlay with the Pacers, and that's how we'll do it. All right, let's go ahead and do the recap there of all the bets I just gave you guys. Let's go ahead and do Chelsea to score in both halves at minus 105. Let's go ahead and do Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 50.5 rushing yards at plus 108. Travis Kelce anytime touchdown at plus 110. Knicks, Rockets under 55.5 points at minus 120. Rockets plus 1.5 points at minus 110. Go ahead and do that Pacers Suns moneyline parlay at plus 117. And Saddiq Bey under 13.5 points at minus 110 with the possibility of adding 2 bets. Landry Shamet will definitely be added, and maybe an anytime goal scorer parlay right there in that Liverpool versus Newcastle game. If I pull the trigger on either one of those 2 bets, you'll be the first to know up on Twitter. Hey guys, it's Thursday. Go enjoy your day. Come back on Friday's show. We'll roll out the weekend slate of soccer, basketball, and football bets. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.